Okie dokie. So, it's a bit of a test stream for the new setup. Just on YouTube on my phone. Let's see if we can see the stream going live. So essentially, I just want to test the new setup. Obviously, the lighting's not great at the moment. I'm pointing to the camera on top of my screen, not the camera that I'm actually using. Obviously, the lighting is not fantastic at the moment, but I'm going to try and fix that now whilst we're on stream. Okay, cool. So we are live on Instagram. Cool, so it sounds not too bad. Potentially on a little bit low. Sounds potentially a little bit lower, so I can crank it up a little bit there. Bring the mic a little bit closer even. Obviously very wary. Problem is where I've got the mic set up. It's kind of hard to see from there. I'm not sure if we can see. This is my other camera. This is the one on top of my screen, obviously. And then I've got my 5D, which is this one. You can see the image quality is a world of difference between the two. So I'll flick back again. So this is my little Logitech 1080p webcam up there, as opposed to 5D Mark II with a good lens on it. Man, good glass makes such a world of difference. Obviously the lighting's not that great. I have got my lights in here, so as part of this I'm going to be setting that up as well at the same time. I just want to see what the background look like, see what this sounds like from the rest of the house whilst I'm trying to record. Let's grab my lights. These set up a little bit out of focus there, but that's okay. I'll get these set up at the same time as we're doing this. I'm going to try and get away with just one light to start with. Little USB lights. So the lights I use are these eMart. Got them off Amazon. I think it cost me like 20 bucks, 30 bucks Australian off Amazon. It comes with a bunch of little funky tripods. You can see little tripods in the pack. Hasn't got autofocus, so just little ones here. Come with two different options. So you've got these cool little tripods that pop out, little desk mount ones. Problem with that is the light's going to be coming up on your face. You can get really weird kind of shadows and kind of underglow on your face. It's going to look really sort of funky and odd, which we don't really want. It does come with two tripods though, like proper tripods. So one at the moment is actually holding the camera up here, so can't use that one, but it does have a second one. So it's a pack of two lights, comes with two tripods, two big ones, two small ones like the one I just showed you. We'll get this set up. I am working off a fairly small desk. Hard to see in the video, but it's only a fairly small kind of desk that I'm working off, limited for size. We are renting, so I try not to have too big a setup, try and keep it as compact as possible. It does come with, as I said, the two small tripods. Also comes with two ball joint mounts as well, which is kind of cool. You can. It's got a hot shoe mount as well as a screw mount on the end, so you can then put it on the tripod, or you can hot shoe it onto your camera. So up here, which is one thing. Ooh, didn't even think of that. That could be an option. Let's give that a go. See what it looks like. I potentially have one of the one light on there for a main light, and then have a fill light off to the side here. That'll give more of like highlights and fill light. But let's see how we go. So it comes with two little awesome little light panels. So all nicely packaged up. I'm a fan of keeping on about packaging for stuff. So one a la light panel, nice little thin streamlined things. It does have the screw mount on the bottom, so I can either screw it onto the mount on the top of the tripod. The little tripods have a fixed screw mount as well, or onto the ball joint, which we're going to give a go to start with. You also get in the package, you also get a frosted top, which I generally keep on there. It's going to diffuse a little bit, otherwise it's a really harsh light. I try to keep that one on there whilst we're filming. I try to always have the frosted on, otherwise it's a very harsh light. It does also come with a couple of sets of red, orange and blue filters over there. I'll get into lighting later on when I start talking about photography type stuff. There is a whole bunch of reasons you'd use different color lighting, not just for the cool colors, but you can fuck around with the light balance and stuff as well, and get a few cool effects. We're not using it for that sort of stuff. I'm literally using these for nothing more than just live streaming like this. So hot shoe lights, or hot lights is what I need, as opposed to flashlights, or like flash bulbs. You know how to sell at work. Need the whiskey. Not bad, drop that one. Not my favourite, but it's good on every day. Decanter whiskey. We'll do some YouTube videos on whiskies as well, because I love my whiskies. So what we'll do, we shall screw this into here. Didn't even think about putting this on the camera. Now, the fact that I'm using the 5D as my webcam though, I've kind of done a bit of a dodge. It's not really designed for a webcam. 5D was never actually designed for that. It's designed for filming. Not really designed as a webcam though, but it works for me, so I'm going with it. Well, that's kind of irritating to shit. So normally, you can see, hold it back here so it's in focus. Normally you can see there's a little notch there. Normally that's designed, so I don't actually use these little mounts. I've always used the big tripod mount. This one, I've always used that when I've used these previously. I've never actually cracked these ones out. So normally that is designed so that it can pass through the stem, or the stem can pass through it, or it does. It's very tight though. Not that I need to point down that far. It's on my camera, so I only need to tilt it down, a little bit so it's pointing at me. The other option is I do have a very large wall directly behind there, which is a fairly light color, that I can turn this around and bounce it off to get a really big softbox effect. But let's throw this on. What I might do is I might switch to this camera for a second, because that one's about to get really, really, really bouncy while I'm trying to put this on, I think. So let's have a look and see what's going on. Okay, screw that into place. It's gonna be kind of cool if this works, actually. Alright, I'll come around here. Let's plug her in. The catch here is, I don't know if that little USB hub, hey, it does. It's going to have enough power, but it does. Let's have a look when we flick back to the 5D. Hiya! Look at that, world of difference. So, now we're facing the camera. It's actually at a good angle too, because it's taken a lot of the glare off my glasses as well, which is great. So with the lights and without lights, big difference. So that looks a lot better. Obviously, wow, look at that blackout. So obviously, doing camera work, if I'm looking at from here, hard for me to see because you'll see I keep looking at my screen. Screen's down there, camera's up there, so I'm just gonna have to talk to you up here. So anyway, that does look a lot better. I might play around whilst we're on here, just to use up some time and to kind of have a play around. I might set up this one here. I can put that behind here, basically aim it behind me. So what I'm doing is I'm effectively using a pretty standard kind of lighting technique for photography and videography. I've never really done much work in videography as such. Most of my lighting knowledge comes from my photography work. Which I'm going to extend that right up. Effectively, you have so when you're doing photography, so I can see that off camera there. Effectively, what you want is you want main light or fill light, such as the one that is currently in front, that is going to light your subject. You're then going to have one that I will set up here, that will come from behind. You see when I put it on, it'll put like highlights on here, sort of make me as the subject stand out from the background a little bit more. So this is always going to spill onto me. It's going to spill onto the background as well and cover and sort of light that up a bit. The whole idea of this side light off here is it's going to basically give me an outline to stand me up, to make me stand out against the background. So we'll put that one up and we'll have a bit of a play around. So this is where you can get away with, this is where you can start using your funky little filters and stuff. Obviously for this I'm not worrying about putting, you know, fancy little fill lights and stuff like that. So fancy little colors and that sort of stuff. I really couldn't care less. For this, it's just going to be white light. Obviously, a little bit out of focus there, but I'll show you in here a bit closer. We'll pop this one on. We'll see what sort of difference it makes. Now for this one, we can potentially get away with taking the frosted cover off. Because you want those highlights to be really kind of, you actually want them to be quite bright and quite harsh, so it makes it stand out from the background. It's something I do a lot with majority of my subjects when I'm doing photography work. Generally, I get that just off camera. There's always one cable that's going to show. Basically, you want it at almost like a 45-degree angle off the back of the subject. Let's plug this one in. And let's see. Ooh. Okay, so not quite the right angle, but you can see, and it's also, where are we? Ooh, doing this reverse, that's weird. You can see the little highlight there. It's kind of flaring, so it's obviously a little bit too close to the edge of the screen. But you can see the highlights on the side of my face here. It makes me stand out from the background more. This I can turn it on off, so you can see. It kind of gives it a little highlight behind the hole on the side of my face. So what we can do is potentially, it's going to put me more. We're going to turn down a little bit. Just going to have a little definition to it. Don't need it, obviously. All depends on personal preference as to how you want your video to look or your photo to look. But I don't mind it. Looks alright. I think we take that one. Obviously, you take this off. It's going to look really weird because now you get this bright highlight down the side. It does show my greasy, sweaty face though. I'm kind of warm at the moment. Got a pretty thick jacket on. It is quite warm in my office, so especially with the computer and stuff going. Personal preference as to which. I don't know. You tell me what you like, with or without. I don't know. The other thing, so if we go back to Logitech camera up here, so you can see the difference in the image quality. It's a different frame rate. It's a different, obviously different field of view, different angle. But even, I don't know if I can turn that down at all. Really need to adjust this one. The white balance is completely different. It's funny, the quality in camera between that and this, it makes a huge difference. I'm lucky that I've got the 5D Mark II. I use it for all my photography work. I'm going to put this one back on because I actually prefer that look separates me a little bit more from the background. Pardon me. Still fighting with these stupid colors going around. So for me, I personally I'm lucky that I've got this 5D Mark II. I've got it from doing all my photography work for so many years. This thing's 13-year-old camera this year. I got mine. I didn't get it when they first came out. I got it a couple of years later. So mine's probably about 11 years old. But it's still fighting strong. It still takes amazing. Still really good image quality. Not sure if you can hear the wife coughing in the background. This is one of the reasons I wanted to do this test. Kind of rambling about lighting now, but just wanted to do a bit of a test video, as I said, when I first started to see what the stream comes out, what the lighting looks like, what the camera looks like, field of view, etc. But yeah, my Canon EOS is it'll be 11 years old, 11 years old. It's still a brilliant camera. The lens that I've got in here at the moment is my 24-70 f2.8. It's my go-to walk around lens. Just brilliant kind of coverage. The other one which I'll actually do a video on this one day as well. This is honestly my cheapest lens. It's got a little nifty, bring it back here so you can actually see it. Nifty 50, little 50mm 1.8 f 1.8 lens. These things honestly cost about $100. It is possibly one of my favorite little lenses. It's ridiculous. It's cheap. It's plastic. It's, you know, compared to the lens that we've got on here now, which is one of my big expensive L series Canon lenses. The quality from that little 50mm lens is absolutely amazing. But the one that's on here at the moment, my 24-70, it's been my go-to lens for a lot of stuff. When I'm doing portraits and I've got the room to do it, I will generally bring out my 70-200mm lens. It just gives a bit more separation. The fall off, so as you can see in the background here, the bokeh and the sort of the fall off and the separation of me from the background. Whole video and explanation, but essentially longer focal length is going to give a much bigger separation from the subject to the background. So I tend to use my 70-200 where I can for portraits and stuff. But this 24-70 on here's great little lens, perfect for this sort of stuff. Get that wide angle, get a nice little field of view. But it's also, it has struggling at the moment, having a few errors. I think it's starting, so I got this with the camera at the same time, so it's a 11-year-old lens as well. It is struggling at the moment. It's had a few issues. It's got, when I zoom in out now, there's something that's starting to catch as I go through. I'm not sure if there's something that's come loose in there. I can't see anything. I'm not sure if it's just a spring starting to get a bit old or something like that. But it is also getting a camera connection error or contact connection error or something like that, which all the Googling I've done has essentially said that it's a like between the contacts between the back of the lens and the actual camera itself it's got a faulty thing. I've cleaned it. I've used isopropyl alcohol to give it a clean and that sort of stuff. It'll be okay for a couple of times, and then like now it's working fine, but then it'll just start playing up again. So it's, I hate to say it's on its last legs. I'd like to try and get it repaired. Worst case scenario, strip it down myself and I try and repair it myself. I have done that with some of my older Pentax lenses, which are all in my cupboard over there, so I can't actually grab them out at the moment. But it's it's a brilliant little lens, so I'm hoping it's not going anywhere anytime soon. But yeah, the Canon 5D Mark II, great little camera. I love it. I couldn't even tell you what the shutter can is on it. It's been going for years and years and years, and I'll still keep working with it. I don't see myself buying a big DSLR anytime soon, other than to go to maybe a mirrorless. But I'm not going to worry about that until I can use it for this sort of stuff as well. Most of my, you can't see it at the moment, but I've got my big cabinet over here that's full of my analog cameras. That's mostly what I'm shooting. I'm not shooting that much digital. And if I am shooting digital, honestly, phone. Like, it's Samsung Note. It's got brilliant. It films in HD. It takes amazing photos in all sorts of light conditions. Obviously, the glass in here and the lenses on my BSLRs obviously get me a lot more. But for everyday digital photography, this thing, like honestly, it's on me constantly. So I do have all my analog stuff that I'm using as well. I'm getting more into doing the film. I want to do a lot more of the film photography. I'm going to put more effort into actually taking trips to use my cameras. Around suburbia is not a huge amount to photograph. I have got my macro lens, but that's for my digital, for the 5D2. I can screw it onto, I've got my Canon 500D, my Canon 500, I think it is. I'm going to have an absolute brain snap. I've got an old digital Canon SLR, analog Canon SLR, that I can fit my macro lens onto. So I wouldn't mind doing some macro work with film, 35mm. I am actually trying to find a macro lens for my Mamiya RB67 to do some medium format macro. I think that would be really, really cool to do. I specifically want to try and do, anyone that knows me knows I'm obsessed with eyeballs. I love the detail in eyes, and I love how unique eyeballs are, and the different colors and patterns and designs and geometric shapes and everything you can get in them. They're just phenomenal. Just a wonderful piece of engineering. I'd love to do like a medium format macro photography of like just a series of just eyeballs and different eyes, animals and people, and different eyes. But I might just start with a 35mm just so I can start mucking around with some macro film stuff. I've got some extenders and stuff there as well for the older film cameras, so I can actually not specifically a macro film, but I've got macro attachments and extended tubes and stuff, so I can kind of fudge the whole macro idea and get away with doing it with some of the other film cameras. So I'll have a play around with that and get some macro stuff done. Throat's getting dry. Need something to wet it. Whiskey's as good as anything. But anyway, so stream looks like it's working really well, which I'm happy with. I'm going to be trying to get a lot more content up fairly soon. Sorry, I'm just checking YouTube just to make sure it's all looking good on there too. Getting a lot more content up. Basically, I want to be doing bigger content on here that I can then break up into. I want to get more content on here and bigger content on here that I can break up into smaller stuff and put across all my platforms. So I want to be covering a lot more topics and a lot more in-depth topics. Whether I use, completely forgot which side it is, whiteboard that's here behind us. It's a rather big unit, which I can flick this. No, not going to work. Camera's going to fall off table. Let's just say it's a big unit of whiteboard. So I'm going to use that. I can use that to sort of write up some ideas and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm going to do stuff on here. I want to try and do screen sharing in here as well, which I'm not sure. Let's have a look and see if we can get. Let's have a look. I'm having played through OBS while we're doing this, by the way. Basically, want to see if I can get full screen chatting. Okay, let's aim for targets, don't shoot for goals. That's an old school one that was on here. Yeah, let's remove that. Whoa, nearly. Let's get this all adjusted. Screw it. In for a pound. Let's get this all adjusted. And I'll get all my scenes set up in OBS. So, don't know if you guys have used OBS before, but you can create different scenes that you can flick between. So obviously I'm in a couple of different ones now. Let's move this up here so you can see me. Cool. So there's my full screen chatting scene set up. So, nice little cut between. Can't be hypnosis really. So this one should be, if I turn on my display capture, if we shrink this down, no, that's the wrong one. Let's undo that. Pardon me. We'll go to this one. Here we go. So let's put me down in the corner. Oh, this is going to get really trippy really quickly. It's going to get really trippy really quickly. So there's my OBS, as you can see. So these are the scenes that I was talking about. Sources, all my audio and stuff. So obviously I'm running through my Blue Snowball that's down here, just off camera. Which I want to try and get a little bit more volume out of because it seems to be pretty quiet at the moment. And then our display capture. So that's kind of funky. So what I'm thinking, if we go to pardon me. All right, let's go to. Oh, you can see on my Excel spreadsheets. I love a good Excel spreadsheet. So meal plans, books. Let's just open the meal plan one up for the moment. And close that. So this is a little bit of an intense meal plan I was looking at going through. So this should, so I was going to test this on my stream and see what it looks like. Basically just wanted to see, make sure everything's coming up right, make sure everything's showing the way it's supposed to be showing. Look at that. Look at that, winner, chicken dinner. So there you go. That's what I can see that you guys can see. So that's kind of cool. So the stream's all working. Everything's going. So I'll jump back into here for a minute. So ABS. Coolies. We're back. So essentially what I want to be able to do is I'm going to be doing some screen sharing stuff like that. I'm going to be jumping between sort of like this, talking to you, giving presentations. I'm going to bring in a lot of that. I'm going to be doing my programming. I'm going to be doing everything from my fitness programming to meal plans to my photography work like this, talking about the lighting and what I use and why I use it with gear, music, pretty much anything that gets me, that interests me. I'm going to be doing a little bit more handyman stuff, a little bit more art stuff as well. I have a amazing little Gibson mandolin that's behind me here that, man, it's, I need to do the maths now. It's from like 1930s. What's that? 1930s, 1940. Okay, 1943. So it's going to be what, 60, 80 something years old now. 85 years old. Mandolin that is absolutely fucking amazing. I won't get it out now. I was thinking of getting it out, but I won't. I'll leave it. It's in the case. It's packed away. I'm going to be learning that. I'm also going to be learning. Mandolin is something I want to learn. It's a beautiful instrument inherited down through the family, so I don't want to waste it. It's the sort of thing that it's the sort of instrument that needs to be played. You don't want it sitting on a shelf doing nothing. I'm also going to be doing. I also want to teach myself the drums. We've got an electric drum kit that's just kind of sitting in the corner going to waste. So I want to teach myself that as well. So this channel is literally going to be about anything and everything. I'm happy with the setup. This is actually kind of cool. I'm liking the lighting and stuff ready here. One thing I have an issue with quite often is the glare on the glasses. So the fact this setup's working really well, I'm going to leave this like it is. I think the image quality looks good. I'm happy with it. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I'll screw around and get all this kind of OBS stuff set up, which I'll pop back onto. So here, so my OBS setting. I'm going to get all this stuff going. So when I'm doing streams, whether it's through here, whether it's through Twitch, I'm generally going to be YouTube streaming mostly. I don't do a huge amount of Twitch. Might do some gaming and stuff as well, just for the hell of it. Just a bit of R&R, a couple of whiskeys, and jump on Call of Duty and suck for a couple of hours. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, pardon me, that went in the wrong way. Sore throat, whiskey. Doesn't work, but kill off whatever's in there, right? But yeah, I'm going to go through all this stuff as well. So I'd kind of like to have all these set up. So I might have a muck around with them tomorrow night. I'll get them all set. But for tonight, just want to give us a bit of a run. We've been going for 30, well, almost 30 minutes now. Really want to just get it all set up. Figured whilst I'm setting up, might as well spend time on here doing a live stream just for the sake of it, get some content up and see what's going on. I've got workout videos going up. I might talk through them tomorrow night. I'm trying to get as many different exercises as I can recorded and post them up onto my socials. Speaking of which, please follow along. I'd love to get you on. I'd love to get everyone on the socials and kind of follow along the journey and seeing what's going on. Really, the whole point of this channel, it's basically a place for me to document everything. It's going to be a daily vlog. It's going to be me learning stuff. It's going to be me talking rubbish like this for a couple of hours. It's going to be me drinking whiskey and red wine or whatever and getting drunk on screen, just for the hell of it. It's just a way of me documenting me, basically. I'm at a point in my life now that I'm really trying to, it sounds stupid, I'm 42, and I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing and where I'm going and what I want to do. I'm very passionate about helping people, so if this channel helps one person, you know, realize they can do something different with their life, if they realize they can, you know, change their fitness, they can improve their health, they can learn a new skill, whatever it happens to be, if I can get someone to improve their life in some way, shape or form, and I can do that for one person, then the time on here is worth it. If nothing more, it's going to be a funny little thing to watch back in a few years when I'm, you know, 60 years old, 80 years old, and see myself on camera and laughing at the stupid shit I'm doing. Whatever. It's literally just my outlet to talk to people and to get my voice out there and join the many millions of people that are on YouTube and on social medias to, you know, do what you want to do. But anyway, so I've been going for about half an hour now. I will sign off for tonight. I'm happy with the setup. I think it looks really good. I might move things a little bit just so that I can look at camera and screen at the same time, so I'm not rude looking over here doing my stuff. We'll see. I could always mount. I was going to say I could mount my camera, my phone. It's got YouTube playing on it. If I mounted it up there, I could look at it and it'd still kind of look the same. But there is a delay, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, hopefully the audio's not horrible. Seems to be coming through alright. Seems to be not maxing out, not too quiet. We'll see how we go. Going to try and get some Spotify in the background as well, some DMC free music, or whatever the hell it's called, basically royalty free music, so I can get that in the background, so it's not just me moaning on for an hour and a half. Yeah, all seems to be working. I'm happy with the setup. Everything seems to be working well, so I'm going to try and do a lot more of this content and get a lot more of it up. So stay tuned, guys, and I will talk to you all very soon.